We're interrupting your feed with a critical developing story. Just moments ago, a startling intelligence warning was issued. Iran is just 1 week away from having enough material for 11 nuclear bombs. In what appears to be a direct response, a massive coordinated military operation with the United States is already underway. As we speak, joint forces are targeting Iran's secret nuclear sites. And while this 1 week timeline is the flashpoint, the truth is a full-scale military campaign has been raging for almost 2 weeks, hidden in plain sight. So what's really going on? We're going to break down the strikes, show you the locations of these secret facilities, and explain what this terrifying countdown means for the rest of the world. This conflict didn't just start today. It's the violent peak of years of simmering tensions and a direct follow-up to the 12-day war back in June 2025. That Operation codenamed Operation Midnight Hammer by the U.S. and Operation Rising Lion by Israel was just the opening act. What we're seeing now is the main event, Israel's Operation Roaring Lion and America's Operation Epic Fury. It's a campaign designed to permanently dismantle Iran's nuclear ambitions and decapitate its leadership. The opening shots were fired at 8:15 a.m. Israel time on February 28, 2026. In what can only be described as a stunning display of air power, U.S. and Israeli forces achieved near-total air dominance over Tehran in a matter of hours. This first wave wasn't random. It was a meticulously planned assault of hundreds of strikes, all targeting Iran's ability to see, communicate, and fight back. Air defense systems, command and control bunkers, and critical infrastructure were taken out, one by one. The goal was simple: blind the regime before striking at its heart. Before they could even touch the nuclear program, the Allies needed to paralyze the regime itself. And that meant going after the very top. On February 28th, a series of precision munitions hit the heavily fortified compound of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Initial, and now confirmed, reports state that Khamenei was killed in this first wave of attacks. At the same time, the Israeli Air Force launched the single largest sortie in its history, with over 200 jets hitting 500 targets in just hours. Over the first 12 hours, nearly 900 strikes were carried out. Their main focus? Iran's huge missile arsenal. Intelligence had indicated that Iran had hundreds of mobile missile launchers hidden across the country. U.S. and Israeli forces began a relentless hunt, destroying over 300 of these in the opening days. The effect was immediate and devastating. Iranian retaliatory missile fire, though still dangerous, dropped by an estimated 90%. Iran's ability to strike back was crippled before it could even fully mobilize. Let's look at the numbers so far. The campaign has seen over 1,600 Israeli sorties, dropping more than 4,000 munitions, while the U.S. has hit over 1,700 targets. This was overwhelming force, pure and simple, designed to break the IRGC's back and make sure nothing could stop the next phase. With Iran's defenses shattered and its leadership in chaos, the real mission could begin: the systematic destruction of its nuclear program. And this wasn't just about bombing a few well-known buildings. The goal was to surgically remove every single piece of Iran's path to a bomb. Target number 1 was a secret underground site codenamed Minzadeh, northeast of Tehran. After the strikes in June 2025, Israeli intelligence had tracked Iranian nuclear scientists moving to this new, deeply buried facility. Then on March 1st, Israel confirmed it. Minzadeh had been hit and destroyed. From there, they moved on to the infamous publicly known sites. At the Natanz enrichment facility, strikes hit the 3 main entrances to the underground centrifuge halls. This came after U.S. strikes in 2025 that used massive bunker busters, which had probably already crippled the centrifuges buried deep underground. Over at the Isfahan nuclear complex, coalition strikes hit uranium conversion facilities and buildings used to produce uranium metal, a key step for a bomb core. They also hit a smaller but just as vital target, the Levizan II or Moda complex. This site housed a lab tied to the SPND, the administrative heart of Iran's weaponization program, which had only recently been rebuilt after secret strikes in the past. And here's a crucial point. The IAEA, the UN's nuclear watchdog, has confirmed via satellite imagery that both Natanz and Isfahan have sustained heavy damage. The agency also reported that its monitors detected no radiological release, which just shows how precise these strikes were. But even with these devastating blows, the Iranian regime didn't collapse, it lashed out. Under a campaign named Operation True Promise 4, the IRGC and its proxies have unleashed a furious wave of retaliatory attacks. In the first few days, Iran launched over 20 separate missile and drone barrages against Israel. As of today, March 9th, Iran has conducted at least 29 of these waves. Tragically, these attacks have already led to 11 Israeli deaths and over 1,000 injuries. One barrage near Tel Aviv even used cluster munitions, injuring a dozen civilians. And the retaliation didn't stop with Israel. U.S. bases in 6 different countries came under attack, with 14 bases targeted in total. These attacks led to 3 U.S. fatalities, a grim reminder of the conflict's cost. Then, the proxies were activated, and tensions shot up even higher. Hezbollah began launching anti-tank missiles across the Lebanese border, forcing the U.S. and Israel to hit back against Iranian-backed militias in Iraq. Just a couple of days ago, the war expanded into the economic sphere. On March 7th, the coalition started hitting Iran's oil refineries. The impact was immediate. Global oil prices shot past $100 a barrel, and suddenly Iran, an energy superpower, found itself in a severe energy crisis, with blackouts reported across the country. Now, as the conflict enters its second week, a new chapter is starting. On March 8th, with Ali Khamenei's death confirmed, Iran's clerical leadership moved quickly to name his successor, his son, Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei. Make no mistake, this is a dramatic shift. It's the first hereditary succession in the Islamic Republic's history, concentrating power inside a family now defined by its absolute opposition to the West. So what are the strategic goals here? They seem to be twofold. For the United States, it's about neutralizing the nuclear and missile threat while shaking the regime. For Israel, it's an existential fight to end the threat its leaders have been warning about for decades. There's no doubt the campaign has set back Iran's nuclear and military programs by years. But the IRGC is proving resilient, and the regime in Tehran has not given up. So now the world just watches and waits. The coming days will determine if this devastating campaign was a decisive blow or merely the opening act of a much larger and far more destructive regional war. Is this a necessary action to prevent a nuclear-armed Iran, or has it unleashed a cycle of violence that will engulf the entire Middle East? Let us know what you think in the comments.